Hey fam, let's get into making this rose infused coconut oil. And for this recipe, you're going to need organic roses, about a half dozen, and raw organic coconut oil. And rose infused oil is not going to be your essential oil or absolute rose. It's going to be a little lighter, but it's going to have all the essence of rose for your skin and for your hair. So rose has the ability to keep moisture, to retain moisture, and really soften your skin. So a lot of people will use it as an astringent on their face after they wash their face. And on your skin, on your hair, it helps to bring out the natural shine, balance your oils. So rose is definitely a great additive to all your DIY skincare projects. And this one in particular, I'm going to use later on in a body butter recipe. So if you have not subscribed to the newsletter, you're going to miss out on that skincare course that I'm doing where we use shea butter to make all kinds of things. And this one is going to be included, this rose oil. You want to break your rose petals up into small pieces, not tiny, but just smaller pieces. Small pieces make a better infusion, creates more surface area, whereas big pieces are going to take longer to infuse and you might not get all the good essence out of it. We want to include the rose petals and those little seeds in the middle of the rose. If you ever wonder where rosehip oil comes from, it comes from those little seeds in the center of the rose, whereas rose oil that we're used to comes from the petals. So in this infusion, you're getting all that, the whole thing, and all the benefits. And once you have ripped them all up, put them inside a 16-ounce jar, a glass jar. And you're going to not pack it tight, but also make it not loose. Just a firm layer. And then you're going to fill up those rose petals to the top with coconut oil, which was melted before this, right? We melted our coconut oil. Bring about 2 inches of water to a boil on the stove. Take it off the heat. Then put the jar of rose petals with the coconut oil into the pot of hot water and just let it sit there. About 30 minutes, it becomes room temperature. Then you're going to turn on the heat again, take out the jar, let it come to a boil. Once it's boiling, put the jar back in there and let it cool again. So the whole point is to expose the rose petals to mild heat and let it infuse gently. So another alternative to this that I love is using a mug warmer or a candle warmer plate and just leaving it on there for a few hours. So that way you get this long, consistent flow of heat and warmth, and that's infusing the rose petals with the oil. So after 24 to 36 hours of this thing sitting in the oil, warm it up again so that it's nice and easy to drain, because coconut oil does solidify at cooler temperatures. And you're going to strain it in a strainer with a piece of cheesecloth over it. So strain it once, then I strain it again to make sure that it's clean and doesn't have any debris in it. And then you have your clean, beautiful rose infused oil. And if you want to add some dried rose petals, the really dry ones, so you don't have any oil moisture inside your oil infusion, and you can keep the dried rose petals inside for as long as you want. So now you have your very own DIY rose oil that you can use in your body butters, your face creams, your hair stuff, whatever you make, you can add this to it. If you try this recipe, let me know how it goes for you and how you like it in the comments. And you can always find the best handmade body butters at greenbodywellness.com and quality grade A shea butter. So if you're going to be doing any DIY shea butter projects, you need to get your shea butter from me, because it's good enough to just use plain by itself on my face every day. And y'all see my face. It looks great. So head over to Green Body Wellness. Check out our products. Our #1 favorite selling jar is Peace. And that's lavender sage with a splash of lemon. Go check out the shop, get some body butter, and lead with love.